Hey, what's up y'all, it's Charlie. On today's episode I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious homemade southern lemon bars from scratch. Now these lemon bars are different compared to your regular standard lemon bars that are made with a lemon curd. What makes these bars different is that not only are they made with fresh lemons, in addition to that we add cream cheese, butter, eggs, sugar, sweetened condensed milk, and flavoring, resulting in a rich and flavorful lemon bar. And then on top of that, we top it with a delicious lemon crumb topping that you're gonna love. This recipe calls for about 12 individual servings of lemon bars. It's refreshing and absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all what you'll need to make your southern lemon bars. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need some all-purpose flour, sugar, brown sugar, salt, unsalted butter cold, butter flavored vegetable shortening cold, 3 large lemons at room temperature, large eggs at room temperature, cream cheese at room temperature, sweetened condensed milk, vanilla extract, lemon extract, and lemon yellow gel paste food coloring. And to bake your lemon bars, you will need a 9 by 13 inch metal pan. And for your additional tools, you will need a food processor, parchment paper, a rolling pin, a grater or zester, a mesh strainer, and a citrus juicer. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. So in this 13 by 9 inch baking pan, I'm going to add some butter flavored vegetable shortening. And this is about a tablespoon. And I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to spread that around the bottom and the sides of the baking pan. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take some parchment paper and I'm going to add it into the baking pan. Now to get the parchment paper to fit inside of the baking pan, here I have some kitchen scissors. And I'm going to take the kitchen scissors and I'm going to just cut a nice little long slit toward the bottom of the baking pan. And then from there I'm just going to insert the parchment paper right on in there, as you can see. And there we have it. Our parchment paper is nice and fitted into our baking pan. Now we're not done yet. So I'm going to take some kitchen scissors again. And I'm going to trim off the excess parchment paper. Alright, let's get started with making our pie crust. So in this food processor, we're going to begin the bottom crust first. So we're going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter cold, and I also cubed it as well, and 3 tablespoons of butter flavored vegetable shortening cold, and I've cubed that, of course. Now I'm going to pulse this for about 15 to 20 times or until that butter and shortening is cut into the flour. And there we have it. Alright, I transferred my flour mixture into this large bowl. And to that, I'm going to add 3 1/2 tablespoons of cold water. Now the 1/2 tablespoon is basically 1 teaspoon plus 1/2 teaspoon. Alright, right on in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick stir. I'm going to stir it until it comes together. Once the dough starts to come together, I'm going to just take my hands and just form it into a dough. It's going to be slightly sticky in the beginning, but after a while it'll start to come together. And there we go. Now I'm going to lightly flour the surface of my table. Now I'm going to add my dough on top of the table and I'm just going to press it down. I'm going to form it into a flat square. Do it as best as you can. I'm going to just sprinkle some more flour on top. Now I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm just going to roll the dough out into a 11 by 15 inch rectangle. Now just to let you know, give you a quick tip, the dough should be at least about 1 to 2 inches bigger than your baking pan, as you can see here. Now I placed my baking pan on top of the dough and I'm going to just take a knife and I'm just going to just do an outline around the bottom of the baking pan, and that way I could just cut out the shape of the square. And I'm going to just remove off the excess. And I'm going to just take my rolling pin and place it on one end. And I'm going to carefully roll the dough onto the rolling pin. And as you're rolling the dough onto the rolling pin, make sure you take some flour and sprinkle it onto the dough as you're rolling it onto the rolling pin, because you don't want the dough to stick onto itself. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my rolling pin with the dough on it, and I'm gonna just carefully unroll it into the baking pan. Hold on, y'all, wait. There we go. All right, now that we have the dough into the baking pan, now what we're gonna do is, the dough should be thick enough to where you stretch it, and as you stretch the dough out with your hand, it'll reach the edge of the baking pan, as you see here. All right, next I'm gonna take a fork, and I'm just gonna poke holes into the bottom of the crust. This will prevent the crust from bubbling up during the baking process. Now I'm gonna go ahead and place this into my freezer for about 30 minutes to an hour. Now I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off my lemons. All right, here I have a zester, and I'm gonna just take the lemon, and I'm gonna zest the entire lemon. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the lemon in half. All right, here I have a citrus juicer, and I'm gonna just go ahead and take each lemon half, and I'm just going to juice that. Now we're rinsing and zesting and juicing all 3 lemons, all right? All right, here I have a measuring cup with a mesh strainer on top. All right, we're gonna take our lemon juice, pour that right in there. And the mesh strainer is going to capture all of the seeds and pulp of the lemon. And you could discard the lemon pulp in the seeds. And once done, you should have about 2/3 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. All right, y'all, we're back again to make our crumb topping. So in a food processor, we're gonna add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of buttered flavored vegetable shortening cold, and as you can see, I cubed it, and 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter cold, and as you can see, I cubed it here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pulse this for about 15 to 20 times, or until that butter and shortening has been cut into the flour. And this is how it looks when we're done. All right, I transferred my flour mixture into this large bowl. Now you want to pay attention to the instructions because they're very different from the bottom crust, all right? First, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cold water, 2 teaspoons of the freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. Now I'm gonna just take my spoon and I'm just gonna give this a quick stir. All right, y'all, I'm adding this mixture back into the food processor. Now you're gonna pulse this for about 10 to 15 times, or until the mixture is nice and crumbly. And as you can see, the mixture is coarse crumbs, like how you see here. All right, now that we finished the crumb topping, you're gonna place this into your refrigerator until we make the filling. So let's get started with that. All right, let's get started with our lemon filling. So in this medium-sized bowl, I'm gonna add 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese softened and at room temperature. And to that, I'm gonna add 4 large eggs at room temperature. Now I'm gonna mix this on the lowest setting on my mixer for 1 minute. All right, scrape down the sides of your bowl. All right, next I'm gonna add 1 1/2 cups of sugar. Now if you wanna add less sugar, you can add 1 1/4 cups if you like. And to that, I'm gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna just take my spatula and just give this a quick stir. I just wanna hurry up and get the sugar and everything in there, so that way it'll be easier to add and incorporate all the rest of the other ingredients. And there we go. Now you just scrape down the sides of your bowl again. All right, next I'm gonna add 1 cup of sweetened condensed milk, 2/3 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1/2 cup of lemon zest, 3 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/8 of a teaspoon of lemon yellow gel paste or liquid food coloring, I'm gonna just swirl that in there. And 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And that's our thickening and binding agent. Now I'm gonna take my whisk and carefully stir all the ingredients together. Scrape down the sides of your bowl, and our lemon filling is now ready. Now stir that for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 375 degrees. Alright, here we have our baking pan with our bottom crust aligned on the bottom, and as you can see, it's frozen already. Now I'm going to add the lemon filling. I'm just going to pour it right on in there. Now I'm going to just give the pan a slight shake just to make everything even. Alright, next up I'm going to add our delicious lemon crumb topping. Just going to carefully add that on top. Now don't worry about it, it's not going to sink to the bottom or anything like that. It's going to stay right at the top. And you're going to use all of it. Spread all of it. Sprinkle all of it on top. Now it is ready to be baked. Now you're going to place this into a preheated 375 degree oven on the middle rack, and you're going to bake this for 30 to 35 minutes. Now once the baking time is up, you're going to go ahead and remove your lemon bars out of the oven. Now you're going to let this cool completely. Alright, our lemon bars have cooled completely, so I'm going to just flip them onto this chopping board here. And just flip it over. And there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the parchment paper off. Now as you can see, the bottom crust has been cooked thoroughly. As you can see, that's a nice golden brown. And now we're going to flip it onto this cake serving pad. So we're just going to place it on top of the bottom part of the lemon squares, and now I'm going to flip it back over. And there you go. Alright, now we're going to just take a knife and we're just going to carefully cut these in the squares. Be very gentle with it. Now you're going to take this and you can place this into your refrigerator, and you can serve it the very next day. You'll just have to wrap it and everything with aluminum foil or plastic wrap, place it in the refrigerator, and then from there you can serve them the very next day, or you can serve them after 4 hours. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Southern lemon bars made by a New Orleans native. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. Look at that. Woo! It's really, really good. It has a wonderful lemon flavor, not tart at all, just the right amount of sweetness, not too sweet at all. That topping is nice and crunchy along with that bottom crust as well. It has an overall balance of lemon flavor, not overpowering at all. And I forgot to mention this earlier on in the video that the best time to serve this is when it's cold. You can have it at room temperature, but it's best served when it's cold. So, give the recipe a try. Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. Now I have an official website for all of my recipes, including for these delicious Southern lemon bars. You can go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. So until next time, take care, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.